think that's what all of you guys would prefer because that's what's going to make you money.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Why blow it all on why market, spend all your budget on a pre-sale marketing when you'd rather have the project launched and then start, investing as you can and going as hard as you can into it. That's the main point of.
Well, Mike, as you know, most people, they set it as high as they possibly can, and they'll take 49% of it for themselves. And that's all they care about is just the pre-sale. They don't care about the project actually launching. They'll never even be on Telegram again once I'm not like I'm exaggerating, but they'll be on Telegram for an hour a day when the project launches because they already made their money. You just gave them a 2,000 BNB and they took 50% of it. So we're not on that type of time. We're trying to actually get this to launch. We want the trading volume to be high. We want to get listed on CoinMarketCap right away. I mean, we have a lot of more goals than 1,000 BNB. That's the least of our goals, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. They, there's a lot of big things coming in the works here, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, why aren't they KYC'd?" And I'm pretty sure KYC means know your customer. Is that what it means?
Yeah.
So,
do you know what that actually means in crypto? Like, does anyone actually know what that means? That means if you're paying somebody in cryptocurrency, know who you're sending it to. Literally, that's what KYC means. If you want to go argue with me, go argue with Google. That's what KYC means. So every single person that tries to act smart and is like, where's your KYC? Where's my know my customer? I'm sorry that I don't know who's buying into my pre-sale. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. If I own a business and like, if you're buying a car and they take crypto, you got to know your customer. KYC is necessary because you got to make sure that he's legitimate, that he's going to be able to make his payments, all this stuff. That's what KYC was meant for. It was not meant for pre-sales. Where's your KYC badge? Somebody asked me. That was one of the most ridiculous questions I've ever seen. I didn't even answer him.
Listen, I got the ultimate KYC badge, guys. I'm verified by Twitter. That's like the
you can look up Mike Briata on Google. I mean, if you really want to, you guys know what you can find on Google. We're not hiding.
Come to my house.
Nobody's hiding.
We'll have some coffee.
Yeah,
exactly.
I already did that on looking up on Twitter, and I saw that Fox, what's his name? Carlson was following you.
What does Tony always say? Come to Finland, and I'll have a cup of coffee ready for you.
Yeah. Wait, who'd you say was following me? Fox? Who?
For some reason, my mind's going blank. Carlson, what's his name? He has his own show.
Tucker Carlson.
I mean, there's a lot.
Tucker Carlson follows Mike B.
Yeah,
that's kind of wild. But okay,
he might. I don't know. I don't know if it's Tucker Carlson, but there's a lot of people that do.
I mean, that's like the most famous news anchor in America, so that's kind of crazy if he follows you. But
no, I definitely don't think he follows me. But
his show gets like 10 million plus watches a day. So I mean, maybe he'll talk about Defender with Doge. Just joking.
I mean, I know a lot of people in this space. I know a lot of people, firsthand. Other. I mean, not other. I'm not a celebrity, so celebrities. I know a lot of people, man. It's not about that. And there's a lot of people that are going to back this project, but there's also certain things that people cannot talk about or publicly endorse, right? Because they have PR agents and they're only allowed to speak about certain things. And crypto is a very touchy thing because if you look at some of these other names of people that have promoted things before, they've gotten in trouble because they didn't do their own research and because they took money. Like I'm
a prime example of that. I was part of a project. It's a top 50 coin in the entire world right now. I can't talk about it. I signed an NDA. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to get sued because somebody with the fake Telegram name wants me to tell what project I was a part of. Like, I can't do it. Like, I'm not going to get sued because of you. And I know for a fact the people from there are listening. And Mike knows what project I worked as part of. And if you guys knew it, every single one of you would put 5 BNB in this right now. And that's just a fact.
Well, are you talking about the recent one or the other one? Because
the other one, the one that I started with in 2016.
Oh yes, some guys, yes.
Yeah,
no,
the other
that's
one.
a whole different story.
I've been part of 2 projects in my life. One time I was the like foreign affairs person, and all I would do is just take trips and meet with people around the world. That was for the top 50 coin in the world right now. The other token that I worked for, it did have over 100,000 holders. I did not like the team. I did not like the people I was with. I just quit because of that reason. I do have ethics and morals. I cannot do certain things. They weren't stealing from people by any means, but I don't like attacking people. I don't like negativity. I'm like, if you see me block someone in like the main chat because they're being an asshole, like that's why. Because I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with it. I'm not doing it. I was part of such a toxic community. It literally took like probably years off of my life. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was literally arguing with people for 12 to 15 hours a day at the expense of somebody else telling me to do so because they wanted to protect their project. And we just finally realized, like, what are we doing? Like, why are we arguing with these people instead of moving forward and focusing on the positives? And I started to express that and started to kind of be that happy-go-lucky guy in the room. And everyone was still so mad just at life and at all these people that have sold, which I don't care if you sell or buy. That's crypto. Like, what is, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So, like, I just quit. I straight up quit. Mike knows how much money I lost. I lost a lot of money by quitting, and I don't care at all because I'm so much happier that I don't deal with toxicity and bullshit all day. And I'm not going to do it here. I'm not going to do it here. I'm not going to put our community through it. If you do have a legitimate concern, DM a moderator or an admin. We will get back to you like that. Like I do answer every single DM that is a question or a concern. If you say hello to me, I probably won't answer you. I'm not going to lie. But if you ask me a legitimate question, I am going to answer it. And we're not hiding a thing. So that's why we opened this up. You know, everyone was asking us to do it. First of all, I just want to make one thing clear. We are not going to have voice chats every day in this. They're full of nothing. They're just full of people talking about absolutely nothing. We talk about crypto. We talk about Defender of Doge here. We have AMAs. We're going to have 2 a week. We're going to have one on the weekend. We're going to have one during the week. I don't know what day this weekend we're going to have one because I don't know when we're going to launch. If we launch today, I'll do a pre-sale tomorrow night. I don't care. Or I'll do a voice chat tomorrow night. I don't care. But it depends on when the pre-sale ends. I'm not going to do another voice chat in the pre-sale and say the same exact thing over and over again. I'm going to do it once we become public because that's when I'll have new announcements.
For sure. And just so you guys know, you know, I will always do my best. The best place to reach me is on Twitter. You can DM me. I'm going to DM you back. I'm always over there a lot more. Telegram, I just get so many messages. And like Kevin was saying earlier, like I'm not for sale. I get DMs every single day about people saying, will you promote this project? I'll pay you X amount to do this. And I tell them straight up, no, because I do not promote anything that either I don't know the dev extremely well or I'm invested in it myself. And I wouldn't so much say as I'm promoting it anyway. I'm just trying to tell people what I'm involved in. And because I don't need the money like that. I'm not gonna risk somebody getting harmed and losing their money and getting rug pulled by speaking about a project that I don't believe in or I don't trust. So whenever you see me say something, take it to the bank because it's legit that I'm behind it 100% and I'm either invested in it or I know the dev extremely well. Because again, I'm not looking to see anybody get harmed. I've seen it happen way too much in crypto, and that's what gives us all a bad name. I mean, that's why everybody's talking about all these regulations all the time. It's because every single day people are just getting scammed one after another. And
yeah, people always talk bad about the government regulating crypto, and I'm like, well, how many people are going to get scammed before they regulate it? I mean, they're going to have to do that at some point. It's like there's so many rugs out there. It's unbelievable. And I mean, this isn't a cocky thing. It's just how Mike said. It's like, I don't need the money. I didn't need to do this. I would be fine. I can promise you that. So I did this to actually start like a legitimate community. I mean, I know it's a meme token. It does have some utility. The people that we're going to partner with, it's going to be kind of crazy because we have some very big connections. But even they looked at it. They're laughing. They're like, this is just a meme token. And I'm like, I know, but watch how big it's going to become. And look at the tokenomics. And then when we actually got into it and they started looking at the buyback wallet and they started looking at everything, and then we were talking about the 75% manual burn. I'm referring to the meeting I had Tuesday with my partner or investor, whatever you want to call him. And he was, you know, we were talking exactly about how it was going to work. And I mean, by the end of the conversation, his conclusion was, you're probably going to be at $1 billion market cap before 6 months. And I was like,
Yeah,
yep, told you. That's what I told you in the beginning of dinner.
So is that
keep in mind, another thing here is that Tony, which he's on here too, he hasn't spoke much, but it's okay. He's partnered with Kevin as well on a whole other project, you know, so I don't really want to give away too much, but it's an exchange.
We've been working on that one for probably about a year. Yeah.
It's an exchange, it's a swap, it's a wallet that goes for iOS and Android. It's a huge project.
NFT marketplace. I mean, we have
all
a lot of
stuff.
things. Like we literally, our community is so mad at us because we're not releasing it yet. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like we're going to make it perfect before we release it, because that's something that I have like a crypto.com type view of it. I want it to be like that. And that's not something that is done in 6 months. Like truly, if you think that crypto.com got to deal with the Staples Center because they did their project in 6 months, then I don't know what to tell you, because that stuff takes a long time. So we have a lot of big stuff coming and a lot of big collaborations coming. Tony, I know, I'll let you speak on that a little more. Where did Tony go?
I don't know. He's there. But no, so like he was saying, so a lot of people asked me at the beginning, they're like, well, you know, if this is just a meme coin, how are the devs making money? I said, it's not about them making money. It's about them creating trust in the crypto community. So when people here make money off of this project and then the next big one releases, that trust factor is already there. And they're not going to hesitate. I mean, they're going to jump right in once they see this other project, because I've seen the framework to it. It's amazing. Again, we did the whole AMA the other day. I'm sure it's pinned and recorded somewhere. We answered a lot of those questions. You know, so that's kind of where this whole project stands, and it stems from this in the beginning as the trust builder, and you'll see it. And again, anytime you need me, Twitter, DM me. Instagram is tough because, like Kevin said, you know, I get hundreds of DMs. Most of them are all spam anyway, because people are just trying to pitch some type of thing for us to invest or spend money on, or blah blah blah, you know. So just hit me on Twitter and I'll definitely get back to you for sure. Follow me, I'll follow you back. You know,
I just broke my headset, so
I was wondering where you were, Tony.
yeah, I don't know, I rolled over it with my chair, so yeah.
Tony's in Finland right now, so he's got that Finland service.
Oh yeah, Finland service, Finland accent. Yeah, like Kevin and Mike already said, we're having a lot in the developers deck, like exchanges.
Yeah, so for all the questions in the chat, this is our dev. This is Tony Boy. If you guys have any questions for him, ask away. He'll answer everything he can. His English is very, very good, even though he doesn't think it is. But if he gets stumbled, I'll help him translate it. But he's fine. So just ask him questions if you have one.
Good morning, guys. What's up?
Well, what's up?
What's up?
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you, bro?
I'm all right. Just had a question about the unlocked. It says it's unlocked 85%. What's that mean?
yeah, so basically what that is, a lot of that is, number one, it'll get locked after liquidity, right? After the pre-sale finishes. There's some wallets that obviously were expense wallets for people that helped out. There's one big one that's going to be sent to an exchange immediately that's going to be launched that has to go directly to them, you know, because they don't want the tokenomics, you know, and stuff to take out of that. So there's a lot of things that go into that. You know, I know everybody looks at that and they're like, oh, what is this about? Anything you see will be locked. It's going somewhere. I think there's one person in there that has some that probably will sell, and it's worth about what, 1 BNB?
Nope, not even.
it was paid for to
They
help
have
promote one
5
thing.
billion. They had 5 billion tokens, and they were shiller for us, and they did shill, and they just didn't do their job to their abilities. They were given half a BNB. So if you
Yeah.
think half a BNB is going to make or break us, then you shouldn't buy in. Truly.
Yeah.
Oh no, hell no. Half BB is not going to do anything.
No, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, exactly. So literally, I think we have 29 people in total that are holders. 28 of those people are not selling. They're locking their wallets. We have one person that said that they'll sell, and he has 5 billion tokens, and he's the least person I'm worried about in my life right now.
Yeah, exactly. And also the majority of it is meant to go to that exchange, which it'll go. We've already gotten confirmation that it'll happen. Obviously just needs to launch, and that's going to get sent right away. It's not a a Coinbase, a Binance, so don't get anybody's hopes up. It's a decent sized exchange. They do a decent amount of volume. Kevin knows the guy personally, and it's already been confirmed that he'll take it on. So that's got to stay that way just until everything launches. So that's what a big portion of that is.
Yeah. Another thing is, because I was part of a top 50 coin in my life, I have a lot of people that give me crypto advice for free. So I'm not going to sit here and just say that I came up with like every single thing on my own about this pre-sale. I was told how to launch this by people that have launched pre-sales with 2,000 BNB hard caps, 1,000 ETH hard caps. Like, these were people that taught me exactly how to do it, when to do things, how to put the tokenomics in place, when to lock the liquidity, when to unlock the liquidity, when to lock the wallets, when to not lock the wallets, when to send tokens, when to not send tokens. So I was guided through this by a lot of different people. And it's just, that's why it does frustrate me when everyone, tries to tell me how to run this. It's like, you don't understand how much time I put into this. It's like 15 hours plus a day. And I don't need advice from somebody that I don't know. I mean, I appreciate it, but it's just, I'm not going to take advice from somebody I don't know. I'm going to take advice from people that I trust and that I've worked with before in the past, and that are docs and that I can actually trust.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, I have a question.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I saw in the chat that one audit has been done and a second one is on its way. Where is the first audit? Like, how can I view it?
Where is that one? It's
that's a BSC scan audit.
Oh yeah.
That audit's disgusting, if we want to be honest. Like the way that it looks, it's so ugly.
That's only the minor one. So yeah, we're definitely going to have.
We're gonna get audited. We're gonna get certic audited. So I mean, that's the best audit you can do.
Yeah, if you check our roadmap, the main audit is going to be done within time. It's not the right one that's, because like they just said, the first one is kind of like a 3-page. It checks all the security issues. No security issues were found, but it's not as detailed as we wanted it to be. So it's like,
it's like an audit, basically. Yeah, you put it out, and it creates more questions than there is answers, because there's a lot more there's a lot more things that people start to think of, because like he said, it's more of a security check and to make sure that you're not a honeypot and that you actually are able to buy and sell. So it's just not like it's a BSC scan audit. And like, I know a lot of people have not put out projects before, so they don't understand it, but like, we want to put out a certic audit. That's like the best audit you can have. The first audit that we released we don't really want it to be BSC scan audit. I mean, we can, it's not a big deal, but it is going to create a lot more questions than answers, because all it is about BSC specifically. All they care about is doxing you and security. So I just say in another KYC question, and it's just like, oh my God, like, do you even read? Do you listen to what we're saying? Like, when you go on BSC and you put in a project like this, we had to dox ourselves. We had to literally like show them who we were, so they know that it's not a scam. They've been getting a lot better about this, because they're aware of the regulations that are going to be coming, because they were so lenient for so long. And I mean, Mike dealt with this firsthand as well with another project I know as well.
Yes, I did, for sure. They were
They used to just approve anybody. I mean, you could just make a project, you'd be approved, you'd be up and running. And, you know, a lot of times too, with the fully detailed audit, they want the project launched first because they have to test to make sure liquidity is viable, that it could be bought and sold, like Kevin just said. So the more detailed audits really happen after launch. I mean, so a lot of people say that they're audited already, but if you go look, the standard, like he said, is a CertIC audit, guys. That costs about $30,000 to have done, which the team has to pay for. That's not the question. It's just that when you do it, you want to make sure it's done right. So you're not paying $30,000, then having to go back in and spend another $20,000 to correct all these things because your token is not launched yet. So you have to launch it. They have to run multiple tests on it. Then they release what's called Skynet, which goes around. I know it sounds like the Terminator, but it goes around. It checks all your socials. It checks a lot of things. So it's very, very in depth, and it's just something that you don't do. You know, you don't spend the $30K for a project that's not launched yet. It's just not worth it because you would have to basically redo it once you launch again.
Yeah, and the Skynet, only the Skynet also costs like 20K. That's a separate service.
Yeah, so it's about 50. It's around 50,000 in total.
Yeah, that's one thing where, I mean, I think you guys can all understand this. If we did a CertIC audit, which we would have been fine with doing now, but imagine we would have did it like a week ago, and then Tony would have decided to change something in the tokenomics. Then we would have had to do it again. And we would have had to pay 50 grand or 60 grand before we even launched the project. I don't care how much money I have or Mike has. I'm not spending 60 grand for that. I'm spending 30 grand. So that's just how it's going to be. We're going to get CertIC audited as soon as we launch. This isn't going to be a project that's around for a month. This is going to be a project that's around for years. Somebody just asked in the chat again about the unlocked liquidity. If anybody just joined, that's going to be locked right after pre-sale is launched. That's standard protocol. Like I said, I've been advised on how to do this by many people. And that was actually one of the main things that they were telling me. They were like, do not lock any wallets or any liquidity before pre-sale, especially on PINKSALE, because you do not want it to fail. You want everything to be open, because then once everything ends, you can do everything correctly. I mean, if you guys want to look this up, you can just look it up on YouTube. I mean, there's tons of videos on it. So we're doing everything correctly. We're doing everything to keep our community as safe as possible, and that somebody isn't able to just, you know, run off with a majority of the BNB. That's honestly what we're doing. So
yeah, it's very technical. I don't want to jump in, Kev, but it's very technical.
No, please do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very technical on the back end with these launch pads. And I'll let you know a little secret. Tony's designing his actual own launch pad that's going to go with the other network that he's creating. But everything has to be open sourced before the pre-sale closes, because what will happen is, and I've seen this happen with another project too, that everything will look fine. You'll go to finalize the pre-sale and then you'll get error codes because it's finding something that's locked or something's not in the right place. And then guess what? You have to cancel the sale and redo it all over again. And that's something that nobody wants to have done, because then, number one, you're going to lose half the people that said they wanted to jump in because they're going to think something's wrong. So it's best to leave everything in open door policy for now, right? People can see it. They can ask the questions. A majority of that unlocked token is going to that one exchange that we already talked about. The other wallets will be locked, and there's one person that's selling less than a BNB worth. Other than that, it's all
well. Hopefully at launch it'll be over a BNB worth, because I think that it will be. But yeah, we're probably going to lose about one to two BNB from that guy. He has 5 billion tokens. So if you guys are scared with that, I don't really know what to tell you.
I think it's pretty cool because now on PINKSALE, right, if you put in, right, whatever your entered amount is, it's going to tell you what it's going to approximately be worth, right? Didn't you have a friend, Kev, that put something in and showed?
What it was is, you can, this question was asked, if you buy in with like 1.5 BNB, you can still buy in again on the pre-sale with another 3.5 BNB.
Oh, okay.
So what will happen is right now, if I'm just going to look at a name in here, if Aaron buys 1 BNB worth, it'll tell him that he has 4 BNB or like max 4 BNB remaining. It will almost look like it's telling you what the value of your token is, but it's not. It's just saying how much more you can put into the presale. But that is a question that was asked in the chat before. If I buy 1 BNB now, can I buy 1 BNB later? Yes, you can do that as long as it's within the 48 hours of the presale. Because everyone that's in VIP presale right now, you can still buy obviously public presale too. It's just VIP presale is that much more valuable because you're getting in one of the first, I think it's 300 people now because we had so many invalid addresses. And that's another question that I was getting. Ray, why isn't there 500 people on the whitelist? And I thought it was my computer. I sent it to Mike. I sent it to Tony. And I mean, they can tell you how many invalid addresses were there, Mike? Like 200?
A lot, yeah, because what happened is a lot of people were putting their actual BEP20, BEP2.
No, the regular BNB addresses that start with BNB. Yeah, and like, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Those people.
I mean, those people were all notified
we
too,
emailed
right?
those people. We let them know, hey, can you please send us your actual smart chain address? We'll add you. So that's not something that is going to be an issue. But there was a lot. If you look on our pre-sale, I think there's only like 275 pre-sale spots. We would have had 479, I believe. And there was 204 invalid addresses. So, I mean, we don't want to put them on there anyway because they're not able to buy in. So if somebody DMs me and they want to get into the VIP pre-sale, I would rather obviously give it to a valid address. The floor is yours, guys. If you guys have any questions, please ask.
I got a question about the liquidity. Usually it's more than like 6.5. Is that like, can I get a little more rundown on that? Because usually I see it about 15 to 20%, and this one's 6.5.
I don't understand the question. Would you say?
Yeah, I don't understand.
On the tokenomic metrics, it shows that there's a 9.3 for pre-sale, which is what we're going through right now, and the unlocked is 84, and then it shows the liquidity at 6.5.
Yeah, that's the money that
it's like. Okay.
Yeah, that's the money that. And if you actually check the pie chart in the beginning, it was different. That's when people buy in, the liquidity is going to go up, obviously. So,
all right,
the more the liquidity,
like a real-time chart. That's kind of like what's there now.
And it might not be actually. And PINKSALE did email me and tell me this. Everything might not be real time. So if you check it and it says it's 30 BNB, we could be at 35 because it might not update instantly. But yes, that's like a real time chart of where the liquidity stands and all that stuff like that. Because obviously, the more people that buy in, the more unlocked liquidity is going to go away because it's going to be locked.
Correct.
And then the rest of the liquidity, if there's let's say there's 70% left, unlocked, that's when you lock 70%. That was another huge thing that somebody was telling me about pre-sales. They were like, well, you can't lock 90% of the liquidity because wonder if 15% of the liquidity is sold.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a very good point because then we would have had to limit our pre-sale even more on hard cap and soft cap. So there's just a lot of things that go into this that, I mean, you have to think about, and you get a lot of those like, oh, moments where you're just like, geez, I should have thought of that 2 days ago. And then you have to go back and change. I know Tony has that happen all the time where and he gets so annoyed at me because I'm like, hey, Tony, I know I should have told you this 2 days ago, but I think we need to add this. And he's like, are you serious? Like, you should have told. And it's one of those like aha moments. Like, I finally like thought of it. And this is something that, I mean, all of these big projects, and we've been a part of them, they don't happen in one day and they don't happen in 1 week. Like, we started this. Mike, when did I first talk to you about this? August?
Yeah, about that for sure.
So and we didn't create the Telegram until November. So we were doing back end work for 2 months. Like, I mean, there's a lot of dedication and time that goes into this that people just don't know about. And I understand that because we're not going to like sit there and tell you like every single thing that we've done and like oh, we've been working on this for 2 months. Like, no, we're not going to do that. But like, we literally were working on this for 2.5 months before we even created a Telegram for it. Because there was no reason to.
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys, everything with this blockchain is like a giant puzzle, right? Every piece has to fit in the right spot. So that's like when we're talking about, why isn't this unlocked? Why is this unlocked? Why is that unlocked? Or whatever the case may be, it's because it's keeping all the doors open for the blockchain, so no error codes come back until the pre-sale is over, and then we can finalize everything. Because I'm telling you, I've seen it happen before where some people locked certain wallets and things happened. They ran their pre-sales, they went to go finalize it, and they got error codes, and they had to cancel the entire pre-sale and run it again. So
I know Mike was part of one of those earlier this year where he was a main partner in a project, and he was very upset because they sold out their pre-sale in like an hour.
Yeah. Yes.
And they weren't able to do it.
They had to cancel it, they had to restart it, and honestly,
and then what happened?
Trust the people.
They didn't even, and then it didn't even go. It didn't even have 50% of the amount that it had before.
For sure, because you lose the trust of the people, because everybody's waiting. They want to get in, and then if you tell them, "Oops, sorry, this happened," people don't want to hear it. So it's better off, like I said, leaving everything open. Explain it to everybody. For those who don't want to hear it, listen. We're not going to force you to buy into the project, man. If you don't want to buy in, there's plenty of others. The only thing I put my stamp of approval on this. Again, I'm fully doxxed. I'm verified on Twitter. This will not be a rug pull. Nobody's pulling liquidity. Nobody's dumping on you. You're going to be able to trade this. Am I going to say you're going to be a millionaire? No, because I can't describe how the market's going to dictate. It's like if I told you to buy a stock right now and it dropped tomorrow, I can't guarantee anything. I could walk outside and get hit by a bus right now. What do I know? But the one thing I can say for sure is that you're not going to get scammed. You're not going to get rugged. You're going to be in this project. You're going to make money. And the thing is to gain everybody's trust to move on to the next bigger project. Kev, I got to jump off for a little bit. I'll jump back on. I don't know, maybe a couple hours, but I'll be in the chat too, guys. Any of you, my Twitter name is the same as my name on here at NY Storage King. Follow me. I'll follow you back. If you have any questions, just DM me, and I'll be right there to answer them all. I'll talk to you guys.
I just got one question for you right now.
Yeah, sure.
Has anybody ever told you sound like Dana White?
No.
Yeah, he really does. Oh my God.
You sound like Dana White.
Maybe I am. You never know. No,
dude, I didn't notice that you just said that.
You talk like him too. It's just like, man, am I talking Dana White?
He's fully doxxed as Mike B, but he's actually Dana White.
Yeah, that's my alias for sure.
Nah, if Dana White's listening, don't sue me, bro.
Yeah. All right, guys, hit me up. I'll talk a little bit. Bye.
All right, guys. See you later, Mike. Yo, guys, we're gonna shut this down in about 2 minutes because we did about an hour of voice chat. So if anybody has any questions, please ask them. I don't know if you guys heard me before, but I kind of neglected my family the last 2 days of this, and they flew into my house for Thanksgiving. So I am gonna hang out with them a little today. So please don't crucify me for that. But I'm here to answer any questions. So I'll take about 5 to 10 more if people have them.
So will we see you again anytime soon? That when you shut this down?
Yeah, we're gonna have an AMH Saturday or Sunday. It just depends on what day is the official launch of the token. Because like if it actually could be tomorrow too. We may sell out